Good to see you, Chris.
Good to see you guys. How you guys doing?
And you brought Lukas here from the office, huh?
We did, yeah. I felt like I shouldn't just be here alone. Shouldn't share the experience, so he wanted to come along. So
I appreciate it.
Lukas Perry, and you're an account manager with NewsCastic.
I am. I am.
Cool.
Just started recently.
Well, we've become big fans of NewsCastic. We're following and doing all the social media stuff. And you guys always bring some interesting topics to the show. And today, we're going to deal with things you probably don't know about Albuquerque.
but should. And this is a really fun list. And I lived here for about 5 years, and I knew one of the things on this list. So I was pretty surprised. And this story just blew up over the weekend. More than 48,000 likes and shares, and so everyone was reading over the weekend. So that's really awesome. And I think some people who even are natives here are going to learn a couple things about their hometown with this list.
That is true.
I definitely.
That is true. I noticed that.
And the first one is actually live theater. And when you think of live theater, you think of New York or Broadway or LA or London. But actually, Albuquerque has more live theater per capita than anywhere else in the world. So it's not something that we're known for, but probably should.
Probably should be.
Yeah,
It's something, Chris, we've discovered on this show, because there's not a week that goes by that we don't have a theater group coming on this program to talk about their upcoming play. And we have performances, so many talented groups.
Yes. There's a lot of talent here in Albuquerque.
And hopefully they get more
theaters.
attention with this kind of news. So more live theater than anywhere else in the world per capita. So that's something to be proud
great.
about. This one people might not know about, but probably not surprised about, is our parkland. We actually have more parkland per capita than anywhere else in the country. Almost 3,000 square feet per person. So a lot of green space, a lot of green. A lot of places for kids to come and play and everything.
I was going to say that. People with kids
that.
really appreciate that.
Yeah, I
Let
mean,
them get their energy out.
my house, there's 2 parks, walk away, so it's really nice for kids or people just want to get out and be active. So that's something that Albuquerque should really be proud about. And then this is kind of a unique one. It can only happen here. Is Albuquerque is the only place where Route 66 intersects with itself. So,
Where is that?
I believe it's at the corner of Central and 4th.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Right.
you can tell people maybe at the corner of
66 and 66.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a fun tidbit for history buffs or people who like to check out that famous highway. So,
That's
yeah.
neat. Great.
Well, it's just around the corner here.
Yep, exactly. This one I've noticed driving on I-40 is we are the only city in the country that has a Prairie Dog Community right in the middle of town. If you go on I-40 and take the Ubank exit, you look to your left or onto the side, you'll see this huge Prairie Dog Community. So that's something that's really
I know
unique.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Really unique to Albuquerque. So
They're so cute too.
They
It's
are.
like people
They're
stop by and
They're
give them a
adorable.
Yeah, which you probably shouldn't, but yeah,
It's going to happen anyway.
it's gonna happen anyways. In the middle of a big city. So, and then next up, this is a really cool one. This shouldn't be too surprising, but we have actually more PhDs per capita than any place
I've
in the
always
country.
heard that.
Yeah,
It's a fact, huh?
it is a fact. And that's due to all the
I
labs
was
here.
going to say Los Alamos and all the labs.
And San Diaz, right?
Yes.
And actually, even Albuquerque is in the top 25 for most college degrees per capita. So that's something to be
No kidding.
really proud of. Yep.
Man, I'm learning stuff all along the
Yeah,
way.
a lot of these are facts to me, are new to me too. So yeah.
This is good.
And this is a really proud one. Albuquerque actually has more recipients of the top 3 military awards since 9/11. So even though cities like LA and New York, we beat them. So we have a lot of really distinguishable
I mean,
military
like
service.
Bronze Stars and things like that.
I believe it's the Air Force Silver Star, the Navy's top honor, and then the Medal of Honor for the Army. So
It's a lot to
Very
be proud
interesting.
of.
yeah.
Great.
And then actually Albuquerque was the first city to have police officers wear the personal video recorders, which is now standard in most metro police
We
forces.
started that?
So we were the first ones, so we kind of led the way in that technology.
I don't know if it's on your list. Crime Stoppers also started here.
See, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. That should be on our list.
A
Yeah.
guy named Greg McAleese started that. Now it's all over the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's great. This is fun, Chris.
Yeah, I like these kind of lists because these lists really celebrate living in Albuquerque. We all really appreciate living here, and there's so many great things about this city. So we like to highlight some of those awesome things that make living in Albuquerque so great.
Definitely.
And Albuquerque is actually unique in its name. We are the only city in the world with a spelling of Albuquerque. Some people might know this, but there was a second R at the beginning of our.
Longer, right?
Exactly right.
It's long enough.
But due to a lazy painter, he left out the first R, and now we have a wholly unique spelling of Albuquerque. So we're the only city in the world with the name Albuquerque spelled the way it is.
Right.
Yep.
Mayor Chavez, when he was in office, tried to bring that back. and he painted some of the signs and stuff, so forth with the extra R. It was like, it was trying to get metrics introduced to
Yeah.
get us to convert to that. It didn't quite work.
Didn't quite work. I actually saw your list because I follow you on Twitter. I know there's a lot with social media that's obviously a big part of this. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, it's pretty interesting because it's been found that more than 50% of consumers' media time, which includes being online, on mobile, watching television, listening to the radio, reading print articles, and even playing games, is spent online and on mobile, where half of that time is solely on social media. So just to give you a different perspective, people are spending 1 out of every 7 minutes on social media when they're online. And those and of those people, 46% are only looking to social media before making a product purchase.
Okay.
So it's interesting to see how social media platforms are becoming tools of insight for both businesses and consumers. And that's kind of what we're at NewsCastic kind of tagging along onto. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what makes your whole website work.
Well, we know where people are now online, so we're trying to get our stories in front of them by totally just tapping into that social media, that social media activity. When a story takes off, we call it a social lift. The only reason our stories are read by a lot of people is because they share them. If someone read a story and share it, no one else, they're not going to share it with their friends on Twitter and Facebook and everything. Right. And you just see this type of reaction when people start sharing our stories. It's like one of my favorite things is to watch the analytics online and just see people reading our stories, and it's so fascinating.
And you get instant feedback, don't you?
Instant
Right
feedback.
away what people are interested in.
Right.
That's really neat.
Well, talk a little bit, Chris, about how you want people to contribute. If you have a bug to write, you can do that with NewsCastic.
Totally. So we like to call NewsCastic a community platform where everyone has the opportunity to write about the community, the things they care about. So it's as easy as really going online, connecting with your Facebook account, and start writing. And even if you are really interested, there's actually opportunities to write for pay. We work with about 20 or so local businesses that sponsor local stories. So if you want to become a paid writer, there's actually opportunities with NewsCastic. So we encourage everyone to check out NewsCastic and create an account and start writing.
Or even if you have a story idea, you're free to pitch that idea to our journalists as well. So
That's great.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Andrea, this could be your big writing
There we
break.
go. Yeah. I think that.
Very good. What's on the boiler for upcoming? What are you working on right now?
Well, we're working on a lot of Christmas stories, and actually we're already looking at New Year's.
Yeah.
We have a really fun one.
Quick.
You want to talk about that one, the Gatsby one?
Okay, so had a story idea about the top things that Gatsby would love about Albuquerque. So excited to see what comes out of that.
That's funny.